For cheap D2R items, visit aoeah.com. You get 3% off with the code ARIAT. Check the link in the description. Hello and welcome everybody. In this video, I will summarize and complete the content about white, grey, blue and yellow items. It's all about items that you should always pick up and identify when farming, because a real treasure could slumber in it. I still see a lot of people in farm games who don't pick up potentially powerful rare and magic items. Even if you can't use them yourself, you might be able to trade them. At the end of the video, there is also a small watch list. Let's start with grey and white items, which are obviously used as bases for rune words. Superior items are popular. Apart from 15% increased durability, weapons can also get a maximum of 15% increased damage and +3 to attack rating, and armor parts up to 15% increased defense. But remember, superior items are much more expensive to repair, and superior white items can only be socketed at Larzuk, with the maximum possible amount of sockets. The cube recipes for socking works only with items of normal quality. By the way, with all armor items, the base defense varies, but when superior, the base value is always maximum. A Berserker axe is even valuable without increased damage if it is Etheral and has 4 to 6 sockets. A 5-socket one would be used for the rune word Death, a 6-socket one for Breath of the Dying. The 4-socket one is used for the rune word Oath, which is not played that much, so the base is much cheaper. 5 sockets are the most valuable, because you also could get 6 in an unsocked one by Larzuk if necessary. Also non-Etheral Berserker axes with 4 to 6 sockets can be used for rune words like Doom, Hand of Justice, Beast, Grief or Last Wish. Elite pole arms like Giant Thrasher, Coloss Vulk or Cryptic Axe are mostly meant for the Act 2 mercenary. Therefore they should be Etheral if possible and gladly with increased damage. We want 4 sockets here, either for Infinity or Insight, or maybe sometimes Pride. Elite armors can also be valuable, non-Etheral ones starting at about 500 defense and Etheral ones around 800. 3 sockets are used to build the rune word Enigma for the player character, so we need only non-Etheral here. Mage plates with 3 sockets are also in demand, although they are not elite. Since mage plate armors always get a maximum of 3 sockets, superior white bases are useful too. 4-socket body armors are needed for 40, which is also used by mercenaries. So here Etheral ones are worth more because they are more rare. Continue with superior Etheral 6-socket elite weapons like Coloss Blade and War Pikes. They are gladly taken for Breath of the Dying. In comparison, the worth here is not that high. Playing two-handed weapons is not that popular. By the way, Etheral elite one-handed swords with 3 sockets are often used for the Act 5 mercenary, especially bases with increased damage are in demand. We continue with some class-specific bases. Elite Amazon spears and bows can be very valuable if they have +3 skills and 4 sockets, best case if also damage is increased. These are used for Infinity and Faith. Elite Paladin shields with 3 to 4 sockets are used for various rune words. Here you also want to have up to 45% resistances on the base. Alternatively, up to 65% increased damage can also roll instead, but it is less in demand. Bases with 4 sockets can also be Etheral, because the rune word Exile has self-repair. For the Barbarian, 3-socket helmets can be valuable if having the right skill mods. Skills for the Throwing Barbarian can be used to build Wisdom. +3 to battle orders could become Delirium. By +2 to all skills you get a +5 BO helmet. Druid pelts with 3 sockets and good fire skills are used for the rune word Flickering Flame, of course. For bone necros, 2 socket ones with +3 to Bone Spirit and also Bone Spear are really expensive. Especially if a third useful skill rolls in, which may save skill points in the tree. Such bases are used for the rune word white, of course. The assassin uses 3 socket elite claws for plague or chaos. Here also the skill mods are crucial. Runic talons or feral claws are most valuable because of their base attack speed. The sorceress can use Archon staffs for the new rune word obsession. Depending on the elemental, you like to have the right skills here. At the beginning of a ladder season, normal monarchs as well as flails and crystal swords with 4 and 5 sockets are also worth something. They will be used for Spirit, Heart of the Oaks or CTA. Also pole arms with 4 sockets for Insight or 5 socketed face blades for Grief. Keep that in mind for season start. Now we get to the blue magic items. Here a pre and a suffix can roll, so the item is really valuable if you catch a good combination. Everybody looks out for charms and jewels. Here I skim a few very valuable combinations. Also very valuable, elite body armors with 4 sockets and up to 100 life or 24% faster hit recovery. Some nice jewels or facets go in there. Blue monarchs and elite paladin shields should always be identified too. Here you want 4 sockets and 20% increased block chance as well as 30% faster block rate. The improvements in blocking qualities both come from the suffix of deflecting. For paladin shields, the 45 resistances can roll in addition too. Also here, facets or nice jewels will be put in. Rune words do not work in blue items, of course. Blue Amazon javelins can be very valuable even if they are not elite, especially if they have +6 to javelin skills and up to 40% attack speed. Assassin claws are kinda similar, again you want +6 to your main skill and IAS. Barbarian and Druid helmets with +6 to main skills are also valuable, best if something useful like life or hit recovery rolls too. The nice thing about blue items, with a little luck they also get 2 sockets at Larzuk. What you also should not underestimate, blue circlet-like headgears. Tiaras and diadems can get 3 sockets by prefix and in addition 30% faster running speed or up to 100 life. A boazon puts IAS ED jewels in there. Coronets with 20% cast rate and class skills or skill taps can also be valuable. Blue jewelry can also bring some values, for example amulets with +3 to skill taps and magic find. Further we have some pure magic find jewelry. On rings 40 is the maximum, on amulets 50. This happens when pre and suffix both roll magic find. Finally the rares section. The most immeasurable values can be seen in some extremely well rolled yellow items. Here we can have up to 3 pre and suffixes each. Rare items are categorized depending on how many of them are useful. 4-point rares have 4 nice attributes and 6-point rares have nothing useless on them. Of course it is also crucial how high the attributes roll. A well-rolled 4-point item can be better than a worse rolled 5 or even 6-point item. Also some attributes may have more priority than others. If someone needs a ring with 10% FCR, other nice stats are fine, but the cast rate is most important. Things like extra stats and resistances are always welcome in addition. What you also should have on the screen when talking about rares, you can upgrade them up to the elite version. For armor items, the base defense value is rerolled because the item type changes. The attributes themselves all remain the same, sockets also remain untouched. Now let's see which yellow items we should always pick up and identify. First, we have Etheral crystal swords and dimensional blades. By upgrading to faceblade, they become indestructible. Of course, you also want to have some good attributes. Cruel and Master mod together allow up to 450% increased damage and some attack rating. Or maybe the Fool's mod, which increases maximum damage and attack value by character level. Or the Mechanist's mod if it brings 2 sockets. By the way, all these attributes come by prefixes. For suffix, 40% attack speed is definitely good, plus some more damage. With the same attributes, all Etheral weapon types that are being played can be useful in general. Here the suffix of self-repair makes a lot of value, because otherwise you will need a Zod rune. Yellow jewelry is always interesting. Amulets with +2 skills and 10% faster cast rate are useful, especially if also having strength, life and resistances. But remember, most times they are not best in slot, because crafted amulets can have more FCR. Looking at rings, you usually want 10% FCR, or for melee chars over 100 attack rating, increased damage as well as life and or mana leech. Of course, stats and resists are nice in addition. When finding some circlet like headgear, you look for +2 skills and 20% cast rate. Good additional attributes such as strength, resistances or 2 sockets will increase the worth. Gloves are especially interesting for Amazons. Here, +2 can roll to all different skill tabs. For the assassin, only martial arts is possible. In addition, we would like to have 20% IAS and some nice secondary attributes. On yellow boots, we want to have as many resistances as possible. Here, prefixes can roll up to 40% for each element. Nice if having 3 resistances and the total resist value goes over 100%. In addition, we like attributes like 30% running speed, up to 9 dexterity, faster hit recovery or magic find. It looks very similar with the belt. Here only 30% resistance per damage type is possible, but up to 24% faster hit recovery, up to 60 life and up to 30 strength. Besides, you can basically always look at all yellow class specific items because they can bring skill mods. With the affixes, you want more class skills or skill tabs and useful properties like increased damage, attack speed, resistances, stats or even sockets. Also, any kind of helmet can be worth a look, because it could roll the prefix Visionary. That gives 1% attack value bonus per character level. In addition, we like faster hit recovery and 2 sockets, or some other cool stats. Lastly, there is a section that many of you maybe don't have on their radar: Etheral armor pieces with up to 200 increased defense and self-repair. Even without great additional mods, such items can be worth a lot. More usable stats are even better, of course. Extreme rolls were already traded for values over 100,000 forum gold. That's more runes than some of you might imagine. Here I show some examples, which would be kinda priceless. Finally, the cheat sheet with the most relevant item types and the most popular affixes. In the description there is a link to an overview where you can find all prefixes and suffixes and their limits, which item levels they require and on which item types they can occur. I'm out for today, take care and may the loot be with you.
Follow me. Come on.